We continue now at the top of Daf Kuf Yud Tes Amud Aleph Meseches Shabbos. This is Shabbos Daf 119a. The Gemara here continues with a statement of Abaya. Abaya said that when one of the Tzurba Me Rabbanan finish a Masechta, Avidna Yoma Tavel Rabbanan, I make a yontiv for the Rabbanan. Rashi says, Avidna Yoma Tavel Rabbanan LeTalmidim, I would make a celebration for the Talmidim when they finished the Masechta. Rosh Yeshiva Hoya, Abaya was a Rosh Yeshiva. Amar Rava says, Tasili, I should get credit. The Chiyasat Tzurba Me Rabbanan LeKamoy Ladina, because when a Talmud Chacham comes in front of me for a court case, Lo Mazigna Reishe Abesadi, I don't put my head down on my pillow, Kemad Lo Mehafichna B'schusei, until I try to overturn and find some kind of merit for his side of the case. Amar Marbar Ravashi said, Pasilna Leila Tzurba Me Rabbanan Ladina. I'm actually puzzled to be a judge for a Talmud Chacham. My time, what's the reason? Because they're beloved to me like my own body. A person does not see an obligation. A person doesn't see himself as being guilty, and therefore it's hard for me to fairly judge a Talmud Chacham. Rabbi Chanina me'atef v'koi apanya demale shabsa amar bo v'neitze likra Shabbos hamalka. Rabbi Chanina would wrap himself. He would dress in nice clothing as Shabbos was arriving, and he would say, "Come, let us greet the Shabbos queen." Rabbi Yanai lovish monei mali Shabbos. Rabbi Yanai also would put on nice clothing when Shabbos was coming. And he would say, "Boi kala, the queen of Shabbos should come. The queen of Shabbos should come." Rabbi Bar Ravuna iklo levei Rabbi Bar Rav Nachman. Rabbi Ravuna went to the house of Rabbi Bar Rav Nachman. Krivu le telos soy techuye. So they brought in front of him 3 saw of techuye. Rashi says, "What's techuye?" Rekikin tachin paneim b'shuman. It's wafers, and the face of the wafer is smeared with oil. B'shuman alyo b'shemen. Either it's with the fats of the tail fat, or it's with oil, but it's smeared with some kind of item like that. And so they brought him this fancy food. Amar lei. So he said to me, "Havi yadisun dasina." Did you know I was coming? How'd you know to make such fancy food? You didn't even know you were having guests. Amru lei. So they said to him, "Miadif lon minar." You any greater than the Shabbos? We were doing this anyway for Shabbos. Rashi says here, we didn't know you were coming. We were making this nice food for Shabbos, and now you're able to enjoy it. The Gemara continues, Rabbi Abba Zavan b'tleiser astire pshita bisra mitleiser tavchi. Rabbi Abba would buy for 13, Rashi will say exactly what kind of coins these are, but for 13 sloim, he would buy meat from 13 different butchers, and he would pay right by the doorway. The Amarlun, he said to them, Asher hai, go quickly, go quickly. Rashi here explains, first of all, mitleisar tavchi litom b'Shabbos min hamufchor. The point was, he would buy from 13 different butchers because he wanted to have the best for Shabbos. He would taste all of them to see which one was the best. Istire, Rashi says, is sloim. That's kind of a coin, a kind of denomination. Istire pshite sile medina. These are what we call the sloim, the provincial sloim. V'hein echad miches b'selatzuri. They're worth 1/8 of a selatzuri. V'hainu chatzi dinner, which is a chatzi dinner. Before the butcher came to even give him the meat, he'd have the money ready. He would encourage them to quickly get ready for Shabbos. Rashi says, "Velini, to me, I have a different shot. What he was actually doing was he would bring them to the door to the people who were preparing the meal from his house. Not talking about the butchers. He wouldn't even enter the door. He would pay those people who were preparing the food immediately, and then he'd run out to get another piece of meat. And he said to the people who were preparing his meals, prepare this meat while I go and get some more meat. So either it's talking about he'd pay the butchers quickly, or it's talking about he would pay the people in his household who were preparing the food quickly. Rabbi Avo have Yosef tachtaka deshina umoshev nura. So Rabbi Avo would sit on like a marble chair, and he would fan the flames of the fire. The ensuing Gemaras are all going to discuss ways that the Amoraim personally were involved in preparing for Shabbos. So that's what he would do. Rav Anan lovish gunda. Rav Anan would wear black. The Tana Devei Rabbi Yishmael, because they taught in the yeshiva of Rabbi Yishmael, begodim shebishal ben keder l'rabo al yimzog ben koz l'rabo. In the same clothing that you cook the pot for one's master, that one cooks a pot for his master, he shouldn't pour the cup for his master. So meaning he would wear clothing. Rashi here says, Lavish gunda kli shacher lahodia shayom eino kedai lisnag b'chashivos. He was trying to show that today is not a day where we should walk around in nice clothing. which will prevent us from dealing with preparing for Shabbos. Somebody who's wearing nice clothing is not going to want to cook and ruin his clothing, so he would wear these clothing in order to show that this is a day we're preparing for Shabbos and we are able to get ourselves dirty. Rav Safra machrich reisha. Rav Safra would roast the head of the animal. Rashi says machrich reisha haya sham rosh behema. If there was a head of an animal that they were going to eat, that needed to be charred, mecharchahu b'atzmo. He would roast it himself. Rava malach shivuta. Rava used to salt a fish in honor of Shabbos. Rav Huna madlik shargi. Rav Huna would light the candles. Rav Papa gadol psilta. Rav Papa would twist the wicks for the candles. Rav Chisda parim silka. Rav Chisda used to cut up the beets. Rabba v'Rav Yosef matzlach tzivi. Rabba and Rav Yosef would chop wood. Rav Zera mitzases tzitzusi. What that means is he used to take the small pieces of wood, which would get the fire going for Shabbos, and he would start lighting the fire. Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak mekasev v'yayel mekasev v'nofik. Rav Nachman Bar Yitzchak used to actually carry things in and out in honor of Shabbos. Rashi here says, "Be'erev Shabbos yotzei v'nichnas lahavi tamid masuos kli tashmish uvigdei chofesh umegadim ka'adam shemekabel es rabba beso." He was carrying around all the things he needed to prepare for Shabbos, just like a person who would honor his master in his house. So let's say his Rebbe was coming to his house. So Mara lo shu chashav olav v'chard l'chvoda l'troach l'harbos b'shvilo. Somebody whose Rebbe was coming would show the work he's doing to honor him. So he would do the same thing in honor of Shabbos. And he said the following. Amar, he said, Ilu mekalim li Rabbi Ami v'Rabasi. If my Rebbeim, Rabbi Ami and Rabasi were coming, Milo mechasifna kamai, wouldn't I do this in front of them? So I should do this for the Shabbos as well. V'ika de Amri, there are those who have a slightly different version of the story. Rabbi Ami v'Rabbi Asi mechasu v'nafki, that it was actually Rabbi Ami and Rabasi who were the ones who were carrying things in and out. Amri, and they said, Ilu iklalon Rabbi Yochanan. If Rabbi Yochanan was coming to us, Milo mechasfinan kamei, would we not do this in front of him? Gemara here continues with a rather famous story. Yosef Moker Shabi Have. Yosef was known as somebody who, he was known as the person who honored Shabbos. Have Hahu Nachri B'Shevavuse Dehave Nefishi Nichse Tuva. There was a certain non-Jew in his neighborhood who had a lot of property. He was very wealthy. Amri Le Kaldoy, and the astrologers told this non-Jew, Kulu Nichse Yosef Moker Shabi Achelu. All of your property, one day, Yosef will honor Shabbos. He's going to be the one who inherits this property. So Azal Zavninu l'chulu nichse. So what did he do? The non-Jew went and he sold all of his property. Zavin behu marganisa, and he bought with all of his money one very expensive gem. Osva b'saine, he set it in his hat. He put it into his hat. Bahade to ka'avar mavra, and when he was crossing a bridge, afra chezeka, the wind blew shadi b'maya, and it blew the hat into the water. Bale kavara, a fish swallowed the hat, swallowed the gem rather. Askua aisua afanya demali shapsa. And so then the fishermen, they caught this particular fish. They brought it up, and it was Erev Shabbos. Amri man zav and kiyash, and they said, "Who's going to buy this thing now? It's so late before Shabbos, no one's going to buy it from us." Amri lahu, they said to them, "Zilu amtiu lagabe Yosef moker Shabi." They said, "Go bring it to Yosef who honors the Shabbos, the rogil, the zavin, because he regularly buys things like this." Amtiu and Nehile, they brought it to him. Zavne, and he bought it. Kari, he tore it open. Ashkech be marganisa, he found the gem. Zavne betleisar elisa the dinre, he sold it for 13 attics worth of dinarim, the dava, which are made out of gold, golden dinarim. So he became very wealthy as account of this. Pagabeh Husab, and a certain elder met him. Amar, and he said the following expression: Man di Yosef Shabbos, the one who borrows on account of Shabbos, the one who borrows money in order to spend money for Shabbos. Pare Shabbos, Shabbos will pay that person back. And Yosef Moker Shabbos is an example of such a person. Rebbe asked Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Yossi the following question: Ashirim Sheberetz Yisrael, the wealthy people in Eretz Yisrael, B'mehein Zochen, what merit do they have? What do they do to merit becoming wealthy? Amar Lei said, B'shvil Shem Asrin, it's because they give tzedakah, they take off meiser and they give it to tzedakah. Shenemar, like it says, Aser to Aser, you should surely take off meiser, take off 1/10. Aser b'shvil shetis asher, you should take off 1/10 and give it to the poor in order that you become rich. Sheba Bavel b'mahin zoch, and he continued and he asked, what about in Bavel? What do they merit? What mitzvah do they do? Amar Lei said, b'shvil shemechabdin es haTorah, they honor the Torah. V'shebeshara rotzos b'mahin zoch, and then he asked him, what about in other lands? What do they do to merit becoming wealthy? Amar Lei said to him, b'shvil shemechabdin es haShabbos, they honor the Shabbos. D'amar Rabbi Chia bar Abba, because Rabbi Chia bar Abba said, Pam achas nisarachdi etzel balabais b'Ludkia. One time I was a guest at a certain balabais in Ludkia. They view the fun of Shulchan Shel Zav. They brought in front of him a golden table. Masui Shisha Aser B'nei Adam. It weighed the weight of 13 people needed to 16 people needed to carry it. V'sheish esrei shal shalosh shal kesef kavuos bo. There were 16 chains of silver on it. Ukaoros v'kosos v'kitonios v'tzlichios kavuos bo. There were plates and cups and bowls and all kinds of things on it. V'olav kol minei meichel, all kinds of food on it. V'chol minei begadim, and all kinds of treats. Uvesamim and spices. Uchshem and ichamos. And when they placed everything down, Omrim, they said, La Hashem ha'aretz u'mloa v'gomer, they said the land belongs to Hashem. Uchshem esalken, so when they removed all of the stuff from the table, Omrim, they said the pasuk of Hashamayim shamayim la Hashem v'oretz nasam levnei adam, that the heavens belong to God and the land is given to man. Amarti, when I said to this particular fellow, Bini, my son, Bamezach Chisalakach, what did you do to merit becoming so wealthy? So Amar Li said to me, Katzav Ayisi, I was actually a butcher. And from every nice animal that came, Amarti, I said, Zu Tehila Shabbos, this should be for Shabbos. That was my merit. Amarti Lo, I said to him, Ashrecha Shazachisa, you're fortunate that you merited this. Uvarach HaMakam Shazikech Lekach, and blessed is God who gave you this merit. Amar le Keser le Rabbi Yoshua ben Chananya, the Caesar said to Rabbi Yoshua ben Chananya, Mipnei matav shel Shabbos, Reicho nodif, why is it that the cooked stuff, the food of Shabbos, it smells so good? Amar lo, he said, Ta'avlan echad yesh lanu, we have one particular spice, the Shabbos shemo, and the spice is called Shabbos, shana matil and the socho, that we put the spice into our food, Reicho nodif, and the smell becomes delicious. Amar lo, he said to him, Tain lanu hemenu, give us a little of this spice. Amar lo, he said, Kol Meshaber as Shabbos moelo, anybody who keeps Shabbos, it helps him. V'sheino Meshaber as Shabbos, but if he doesn't keep Shabbos, Eino moelo, the spice doesn't do anything. Amar le Reish Galusa le Rev Hamnuna, the head of the exile, said to Rev Hamnuna, Mai dechsiv v'likdosh Hashem mechubad. What does the pasuk mean when it says, to the holy of Hashem one honors it? Rashi here explains, Mai dechsiv v'likdosh Hashem mechubad, mi dechsiv v'karasa l'Shabbos oneg. It already says in the pasuk that Shabbos is called oneg. Mechlal de l'kdosh Hashem lava Shabbos koi. That implies that the part of the pasuk which says v'likdosh Hashem, that's not going on Shabbos. So what is it going on? I just want to back up here for a couple of Rashis that are interesting. He said the pasuk of La Hashem ha'aretz u'mloa, de'inanu rashoyin lehanos achin evarech shmo b'birchas alechem. What the wealthy man of Ludkia was saying is, we're not allowed to get any pleasure from this world until we bless God. So that's why when they brought out the food, they said La Hashem ha'aretz u'mloa, and then when they finished, they said V'aretz nasan livnei adam al yedei matanaso nehaninu hatov azos. What that means is, through God's gift to us, we have derived pleasure from this goodness. So that was kind of like the bracha achrona that they said. But in any case, continuing this Gemara, the Gemara asked, what is this pasuk v'likdosh Hashem mechubed going on if it's not going on Shabbos? So he said to him, Amar le, said back to him, that was the question the Reish Galusa asked Rav Hamnuna. Rav Hamnuna said back, Zeh Yom HaKippurim. That part of the pasuk refers to Yom Kippur. She'ein bo lo achila v'lo shtia. There is no eating or drinking. Amar Torah. So the Torah says, Kibduhu b'chsus nikiya. You should honor Yom Kippur by wearing nice clothing. V'chibadato. Then the pasuk says v'chibadato, and Rashi says v'chibadato aShabbos mahader. That's going back on Shabbos. Di b'Yom HaKippurim haksib be mechubed. It already says the word mechubed by Yom Kippur. So what's v'chibadato? What does that mean? How do you honor the Shabbos? Rav Amar lahaktim. Rav says you should have the time of your meal of Shabbos a little earlier than the time you have your normal meal on weekdays. Or Shmuel Amar la'acher. Shmuel says no, the opposite. You should actually delay the meal a little bit. That makes you more hungry, and you're going to eat it'll be more satisfying to the meal. That's a better way to honor the Shabbos. Amru le b'nei Rav Papa bar Abba le Rav Papa. So the children of Rav Papa bar Abba said to Rav Papa, Kegona non d'shchiach lon bisra v'chamra kol yuma. We have meat and wine every day. So b'mayin nishanye, how do we change Shabbos? In what way do we make it special? Amar lahu, he said to them, Yiragilisu la'akdume achru. If you normally eat early, you should eat a little later on Shabbos. Yiragilisu la'achru. If you normally eat a little later, akdamu, you should eat a little earlier on Shabbos. Rav Sheshes Bikita, most of Lulu Rabban and Hecha Damatia Shimsha. Rav Sheshes, Rashi here explains, Rav Sheshes was blind, so he wasn't sure when the time to eat was coming. So when he was giving his drush on Shabbos, he would put his students in a place. So in the summertime, that's what this means, Bikita in the summer, he would put his Talmidim Hecha Damatia Shimsha. Most of Lulu Rabban and Hecha Damatia Shimsha, he would put his Talmidim in a place where the sun would reach, and when it would start getting hot, they would be in pain and they would get up to go eat. That's how they would know it's time to eat. Sisva, and then in the winter time, in the fall time, most of Lulu Rabban and Hecha Damatia Tula, he would put them in a place where the shade would come and it would get cold. And again, the same idea, Kihechi de Lakuma. Both things were in order that they should get up, Kihechi de Lakuma Heya, in order that they should get up quickly to go eat in honor of the Shabbos. Reb Zera, and the Gemara will continue with the story of Reb Zera on Daf Yud Tes Amid Beis, and we'll see that in the next video.